Well, hey everybody, I'm John Ritland, this is
The Durbinator.
And we are here with an AEW Dynamite Pittsburgh or Brittsburgh review.
Hey. They made that pun for us.
They did. As opposed to JR, who...
Hey, dubbed.
JR is fucking rotten on commentary. I'm sorry. He's bad. I don't know if he's hiding whiskey or scotch or something under his hat. What did he put in the barbecue sauce, though? How do you get drunk on barbecue sauce?
I don't know.
But he found a way.
Yes.
Look, JR is one of the greatest of all time, and I'm sorry, this just isn't... Keep him for some matches, but don't have him call every single match. Because some matches he's just not interested in. Yeah. He's made it clear he's just there for the paycheck. Anyway, JR, Tony Schiavone, and Excalibur on commentary. We kick right off of the match.
Yes.
Literally. We are in the ring.
This is a wrestling show. Definitely a wrestling show. Because
definitely a wrestling show.
Promos were minimal.
Which I don't mind. Now, AEW Dark, I did a review of that. You can find out my opinions on that. I'm going to be critical of a few things, though.
Unlike any other time.
I'm always fair and impartial, Chris. No one has ever said that about me.
No one has ever said that.
Private Party and Lucha Bros already in the ring. Semi-final match in tag
it's
tournament.
Party of privates, and you're invited.
Fitting, given
but that military parade can happen later.
Yeah, the Steelers QB approves of this. Anyway, so, or at least a long time one. So dives, Isaiah did hurt his knee, seemed to recover from it. Yeah. There was some good stuff in this. Now, I will say that there were a few this was really just flippy shit for the sake of flippy shit.
Yeah, there was. To be fair, it was spectacular to watch.
Oh yeah.
But high spots should be high spots, not every spot.
Sorry, by the way, I'm kind of dealing with a little bit of coming down from cold.
Between what, Isaiah Cassidy's his name?
Isaiah Cassidy, Mark Quinn.
Yeah, I was going to say, between Isaiah Cassidy and Mark, I was wondering when this is going to end.
You proud of that one, Chris?
Oh.
You should be. It was a spot fest. It was flippy shit.
Yeah, it was everything that gave Jim Cornette an aneurysm.
It was. He likes both these teams. Car crash wrestling for the sake of car crash wrestling. That's not to say these guys didn't perform their moves well. Sure, there were some botches. You're gonna have that in any match. Near falls, the Lucha Bros win.
Yep.
And then somebody had a Vince Fears con sign in the crowd. I didn't mind it. It was fine. Lucha Bros going over was smart.
Yeah.
And then we get a Wardlow vignette, which he's not beating up people like when he had that one pay-per-view or whatever. I think it was All Out when he was like beating up people, and it was like that death game.
What are you, John Thick?
Ew. That just sounds like the porn parody. It probably exists.
It probably is, but muscle-bound John Wick there, like...
He kind of did look like that.
The lack of hair, just massive muscle.
Then we go right into another match. I mean, after a break.
Slow and methodical.
Methodactyl. So, SCU, Frankie Kazarian, Scorpio Sky.
Versus John's favorite tag team in the world.
Oh no, don't worry. I'm going to get to those guys later. The Dark Order. Well, we try to work out, but it just gets hard. Seriously, they're the freaking, cultists, the gimps from Final Sacrifice MST3K. Thanks for the ride, mister.
Him and the Creeper.
Well, the Creeper is actually who I'm referring to. Look, I do not like... Aubrey's the ref here. And, well, I'm sorry. The Dark Order is a shit gimmick, and it's a shit team, and I hate it. I fucking hate it.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense with the people that are there. I don't find it really anywhere near convincing enough to take it seriously. They're not the right characters to play something like that. You need someone who has a real cultist vibe to them. They do not.
Stu Grayson is fine as far as his ability. Of course, he gets beat up at one point in his SC Stew, which sounds like a dish that they would have at a restaurant.
I would have just said STU.
That's true. They're an STD. So...
Yeah.
It wasn't very good. Inner Circle, minus Jake Hager, who had to be at the Trump rally, was out there and doing... They walked through the crowd, and the crowd was paying much more attention to them. And... it just wasn't a good match. It wasn't bad.
No.
But when Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky carried this thing. Now, Grayson did okay.
Yeah.
Uno, I'm sorry. I just don't buy into them. SCU, thank fucking Christ, won. Good God. At least they tied a good story in with the tag tournament, and we're getting a finals next week between SCU and the Lucha Bros.
Yeah. And, I hope the Lucha Bros win this one.
They should. They should, honestly. They're kind of playing tweeners. Faces some weeks, heels other weeks.
Which is very advantageous for your first champion.
That's true. They were faces last week with what they did. Omega and Janela, 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
Well, the crowd was chanting, "Fuck him up, Kenny." I've said it before, I'm not a fan of Janela.
Yeah.
I've stated that. I'm not the biggest fan of Omega. Omega peaked at Dominion Osaka last year. That being said, the match was fine. They didn't have the weapons they had in the AEW Dark match. The match was what it was.
Yeah, this was just a legitimate wrestling match, and Janela was average, Kenny was good, and
One Wing Angel, 1, 2, 3. If it sounds like we maybe didn't care as much for this episode as others, this was kind of it had its moments, but this is the weakest episode so far.
Yeah, it was lacking in substance between the matches.
Though the matches, it was nice to actually start with a match and to keep the pace going. That was cool. We then get Cody with Pyro, and then an interview with Shivani. Yeah, a lot of Pyro. But the Inner Circle keeps using air horns because they're still in the skybox thing. And Jericho is
they hired DJZ.
Jericho has to be drunk. Has to be. Go ahead.
He said a lot of it to the public.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Of course, people start showing up. Dustin shows up. MJF shows up, and Jericho says, "Oh, like I'm gonna be scared of someone wearing a scarf." I don't want to laugh.
You sassy bitch.
I don't want to laugh, and that was funny. And then DDP showing up. It's nice that they found somebody that's basically Jericho's age. That's mean. That's mean to DDP.
Yeah.
Not to Jericho. So they go up there because Jake Hagar, once again at a Trump rally, is
Jericho should probably consult with DDP about doing some of that DDP yoga.
Apparently he does do DDP yoga. He just needs to enjoy less alcohol. Like, look, it is what it is, but don't live the rockstar lifestyle when you're trying to be a world champion. They get up there and, the Inner Circle... Okay. He might. The nose is kind of making me wonder. They get upstairs. They lock themselves in the skybox thing. You can't get in here. And then Cody, not learning anything from Goldberg, gets a scarf and wraps, and busts his fist through the glass.
Yes.
And Goldberg
breaks apart quite easily.
Yeah. It's like this sugar glass, Chris. Man, Goldberg's thinking, if only I hadn't thought of that. But you didn't think of that, Goldberg. That's why you busted your arm for 5 months, you dingus. So, okay, hey.
You gosh darn dingus!
I did sound really stupid, inbred, saying that. They brawled a bit. I don't know what
the term
happened.
Is Southern.
I don't think Southern people are stupid. I never mock Southern people. I do that a lot, don't I? Yeah. It was what it was. They brawled. I think Cody's crew got taken away. I don't know what Cody's calling his goddamn crew. I don't have a clue, so that's what I'm calling them. This feels very much NWO Black and White versus... Yes. No, that's good. I like that. It's the NWO Black and White and the NWO Wolfpack. Jericho is doing his best to use his star power to elevate Sammy Guevara, Santana, and Ortiz.
This is what we were talking about. Was I said I'm not opposed to having stables at the beginning because you can use the mainstream stars to get the other stars the attention that, say, someone who didn't watch a lot of indie wrestling before, didn't watch any Ring of Honor, didn't watch any New Japan,
or Impact.
Get them familiar with some of these people. I know who Sammy Guevara is because I've seen him live against Sonico.
He's very good.
He is.
Both are very good.
But it's one of those, like... I hadn't watched a single Young Bucks match until they showed up at Defy.
And then they didn't even have a match. They just had a run-in. But I get what you're saying. And you didn't actually see a Young Bucks match until it was at Double or Nothing.
Yeah. And so it was one of those things like, having stables this early on is not a bad idea. It can help attract attention to the other stars around the two main figures.
It could. And
like that young upstart, Dustin Rhodes.
Dustin Rhodes is apparently teaming with Sonny Kiss on AEW Dark next week. It's going to be, or this week, but it'll be shown next week. It's going to be pretty interesting. But yes, credit to Durr because he was the one that brought that up about that earlier. We were discussing that off camera during the show.
Yeah.
So, we then get to my favorite moment. I'm going to keep this brief. It's Best Friends
accompanied by one Orange Cassidy
versus the Young Bucks. Orange Cassidy does the shin kicks, and the Young Bucks do the best damn thing they could, and that's super kick. You're making me cheer for the Young Bucks.
John's rage was freshly squeezed.
Yeah, you're making me cheer for the Young Bucks. You know how hard that is to do? Oh well. They did the right thing, even though the crowd booed. Pittsburgh, you have no taste and no championships, so that's okay. Sorry, but no current championships. Hey, flippy shit. It was a lot of flippy shit.
I'm sorry that your teams are about as safe to bet on as the Mariners winning.
I mean, I think the Pirates have at least been in the World Series. Mariners never have.
Oh yeah, the Mariners are the only ones who haven't.
It's fitting. Disband that franchise and get rid of them and burn the stadium to the ground. Maybe Jesus don't Christ. Do that.
Why does everything go to arson and murder with you?
I think I let Rollins influence me. Is that it? So, look. Flippy shit. This is flippy stuff.
Not all of it.
No.
It was a pretty good match. Young Bucks did Young Bucks things, and
one of them needs to cut his hair soon. I don't
or
know.
Don't. Just have a skullet.
That was what we mocked Corbin for.
If you don't know what a skullet is, it is when the very top of your head is completely bald and you just have your hair growing down.
Kind of like Mr. Jingles in American Horror Story, if you know that. So, at one point, the Bucks do the hug thing and they pan the camera out, and then the Best Friends do the hug thing and they pan the camera out, and then Chuck Taylor's distracting, and then Cassidy does
Chuck Taylor is distracting the ref by hugging the ref.
Right, yeah, sorry.
So Orange Cassidy hops up and does that cross-body with his hands in his pockets. How he lands without killing himself is, beyond me.
I'm glad he doesn't. It's just I don't like it.
I know.
It's embarrassing, but
I know you're anti-fun.
I am not. I am a fun person, Chris. Not very fun, am I?
Not when you're watching wrestling.
No, I am. I just like some legit. If you want to see something fun, check out a video of me. I'll share a video of like how I was dancing like an idiot during Tom Lawler's entrance at Defy.
I was dressed as Willy Wonka.
Yeah, and you somehow were the most dignified person of the two that were.
Just because at least I know I can't dance.
I know I can't dance. I just don't care. So, yeah. So we get more bang for your buck.
Dance like nobody's watching. Because it would be hilarious.
You know how bad of a dancer I am, though. You've seen that firsthand. More bang for your buck gets the win. I'm not anti-fun. I just don't get it. You get it. You're willing to give it a chance. And that's why I like having discussions with him. Because he will give stuff a chance. I'm just too stubborn.
You decided to hop into that crotchety old man phase about 30 years too early.
Oh, God. Not 31 years too early. Then I'll be 69. Nice. Yes. So, we get the Bucks saying they accept Santana and Ortiz's match offer at Full Gear. Challenge, yeah, whatever it is. And then we get so cool.
Yeah.
Make it a stipulation match, though. You might have to. We then get Britt Baker, a video package, and talking about, her taking years to earn her dentistry, license.
Talking about her love of Pittsburgh. So the Pittsburgh crowd can be like, whoa, that's where we're at.
And then she appears with the Pittsburgh... She appears with the Pittsburgh Steelers, mascot. Hopefully it wasn't Ben Roethlisberger under there looking for another conquest. So, Jamie Hayter. I've never heard of her, and I'm not knocking, but apparently she's friends with B. Priestley.
They really should invite her to Full Gear, though. So that way you can have a hater at Full Gear. So they're not going to get David Hayter.
I assume that's the voice of Snake?
Yes.
Okay. I was impressed with Jamie, though. I thought she did well. Aubrey's the ref. Good to see Aubrey's the ref. Jamie worked hard. Britt did get the the lockjaw. That was good stuff. I enjoyed the match. I had a buddy of mine that got lockjaw in elementary school. Poor guy. During recess, and I'm like, Travis, you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I was like, let's go to the principal's office. Anyway, so We get that. That was cool.
My mom said my face would freeze like this. I didn't leave her.
We then get Jamie in an interview, and then Brandy Rhodes shows up. Because Brandy can't stay away from a goddamn match. Brandy,
Because, ironically, Jamie wasn't the hater here.
Ah. Yeah, and then she gets upset at Jen or whoever the hell the interviewer was and says, "Don't touch me." Don't worry, Brandy. No one wants to touch you in the ring. I'm sorry, you're terrible in the ring. You're terrible. Objectively terrible. Don't be like Lacey Von Erich in the ring. Anyway, I'm sorry, but if we're gonna pick on Stephanie McMahon putting herself in feuds,
she's bad. I know.
Yeah, but think about it.
I was just laughing at the fact that you said nobody wants to touch her.
In the ring, Cody and
in the
her.
Ring, yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
And Cody and her happy together, and that's great. And Pharaoh, the goodest boy. Look, if we're gonna pick on Stephanie putting herself in shit, then we gotta pick on Brandy. Mox and Pac was good.
Yes, it was.
Attack at the bell, goes the time limit.
Yep.
There was some good match, and some people didn't like it, but think about it. They're building up to 2 matches at Full Gear. Mox and Omega, and Pac and Paige. Or, the Bastard versus...
the Hangman.
I can't hear Hangman Page's name any differently after he pointed that out.
Yeah. Hangman Madam Page!
Good God, JR. I enjoy it, though. I know some people didn't like the time limit thing, and I get it. I do get it. The reason I like it is because they're trying to keep...
At least the reason for the draw isn't bullshit, like... oh no, they fell out of the ring and then they couldn't get up.
Or at least they didn't do a bullshit finish like in a Hell in a Cell when they did a DQ.
Yeah, ref stoppage.
Rep, whatever.
Because it was constipation. Because there was shit backing up after that.
It's fair, they didn't have a backup plan for it.
Yeah.
So, the thing is though, there was some good storytelling, but some of it was kind of weak. I'm gonna say B-. That's where I'm going.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with B-, leaning almost towards a C+.
I was really close to that also. The super kick to Cassidy kind of put it to a B-.
I hate to say this, but they could have used a bit more promo time going into Full Gear.
Yeah. They still got a couple weeks.
Yeah, but you do have to do some more build.
Yes.
Your roster's thin enough as it is. You got to use that time wisely.
Yeah.
But anyway.
B-.
There's a poll. It's right here. You can right along with us.
Leave the comments. Hit the like. Don't hit the dislike. Hit the subscribe, the bell. We're tired. So we're going to head out. I've got an NXT review and an American Horror Story review and a couple movie reviews coming up. We'll be back for the SmackDown review. One way or another, we will have a SmackDown review.
One way or another.
Right.
That's John Rutland. I am the Derminator.
God, I was wondering what the fuck we were doing. Yeah, see you later.